Hi, I'm Frank from the Watchdog team, and today we're pulling back the curtain on another shiny offer that smells suspicious. Euroamfin presents itself as a full-service broker with tight spreads, high leverage, and a big product list. But when you start demanding proof, the picture collapses. This is a straight, no-fluff look at what we found on euroamfin.com and why the red flags are too many to ignore. From the first page, Euroamfin tries to impress with businessy language and polished screenshots, yet the details that matter are missing or plainly inconsistent. The site claims it was founded in 2022, lists 3 account tiers and boasts MetaTrader 4, mobile and web trader compatibility, plus leverage up to 1,500. It shows a London address at 125 Old Broad Street and a Spain address in Seville, publishes a UK phone number and an email support line. All of that reads like a broker's brochure, and yet the paperwork and verifiable facts that would turn glossy copy into a trustworthy service are absent. The domain itself is brand new, registered on August 27th, 2025. That alone is not a crime, but when a website claims to be an established broker while its web footprint begins last month, you should be wary. Huawei's data exposes anonymous registration, and the Wayback Machine reveals no credible history before the recent launch. Real brokers build presence over time, regulatory filings, audited reports, media mentions, client reviews. Euroamfin has none of that. Instead, it leans on empty promises and a few borrowed terms that sound convincing to someone who isn't checking. The licensing story is where things get ugly. Euroamfin displays registration and license numbers, but forgets to tell you which regulator supposedly granted them. A bit of digging shows that the numbers either point to dissolved companies or match entries unrelated to the operator of this website. That's not a clerical mistake, it's deception. A legitimate broker lists its regulator plainly and links to a registry entry you can verify in seconds. If a site forces you to play detective to learn whether it's regulated, take that as a straightforward warning sign. Platform claims are another house of mirrors. Euroamfin promises MT4, mobile apps and WebTrader, but download links lead nowhere or loop back to the homepage. The price feeds presented on the site are generic and could be screenshots. Traffic checks show negligible organic visits, which contradicts the image of a busy, functioning broker. A working brokerage has demonstrable platform downloads, data feeds, and measurable traffic from traders. A fake one has glossy screenshots and broken links. Account types and trading terms sound engineered to hustle money out of users. Micro-standard and premium tiers with increasingly attractive leverage and benefits. The premium account teases 1,500 leverage and personalized service, but the minimum deposit for that tier is listed at $10,000. That's a pattern familiar from many scams. Lure people in with low entry offers, then pressure them to upgrade for the real returns. Promises of high leverage, guaranteed performance, and exclusive access are marketing, not guarantees. They are also the exact levers fraudsters use to extract larger sums once trust has been manufactured. Deposit and withdrawal flows are opaque. The site offers no clear explanation of payment rails, transfer limits, commissions, or exact processing times. Client dashboards appear thin on transaction visibility, and that's dangerous. If your deposited funds don't clearly appear, or if withdrawal requests are met with endless verification demands, that's often the point where the scam switches from solicitation to entrapment. Cryptocurrency options, when pushed as the preferred method, amplify the risk because crypto transfers are irreversible and notoriously hard to trace, so verification is positioned as an occasional step, not a transparent upfront policy. That model is suspicious. Trustworthy brokers perform KYC AML checks early and clearly, not as a lever to block withdrawals later. The usual scam script plays out like this. You deposit, your balance is shown growing, an illusion. You ask to withdraw, suddenly you're told documents are missing, or fees are due, or some audit must be paid. And every delay is another chance to extract more money. Real brokers make verification straightforward and give timelines and reasons. Bad actors weaponize verification. Contactability and corporate transparency are basic tests that Euroamfin fails. The phone number that appears on the site has, in other checks, been used by short-lived operations of dubious pedigree. Office addresses point to rental buildings or generic office hubs with no trace of the company's registration. There is no evidence of company directors, no clear legal entity you can look up in the company registries, and no independent third-party endorsements. A credible firm publishes verifiable corporate data. When a broker hides behind a contact form and a polished landing page, you're not dealing with a partner. You're dealing with an unverified counterparty. If you've already engaged with Euroamfin, act fast and methodically. Stop sending money, collect and preserve every message, receipt, screenshot and payment reference. If you used a bank or card, contact your bank immediately about chargebacks or reversals and explain the suspicion of fraud. If you transferred crypto, note transaction IDs and wallet addresses and report them to local law enforcement and to major exchanges. Sometimes funds surface and can be frozen. File complaints with consumer protection agencies and the financial regulator in your country. Coordinated complaints can prompt action from payment processors, domain registrars or hosting providers. Beyond the immediate steps, adopt a simple checklist before trusting any broker. Verify the regulator and cross-check the license number on the regulator's site. Confirm that the legal entity name matches the bank account receiving funds. Look for audited custody arrangements and segregation of client funds. Search independent reviews and community forums for sustained, corroborated feedback. And be skeptical of promises of unusually high returns, extreme leverage or pressure to deposit large sums quickly. Euroamfin fits the blueprint of a modern fraudster. Aggressive marketing, borrowed legitimacy, and an avoidance of verifiable detail. The sheen of a professional website can seduce, but when accountability is missing from the places it should be, licensing, transparent corporate records, verifiable platform access and real transaction logs, the sensible move is to walk away. Financial markets reward patience and punish haste. Protect your capital by insisting on regulators, registries and proof. If a site won't provide that, don't be the one to test whether they're serious. They're almost certainly not. Lost money with a broker? Find out how to get it back. Contact us at watchdogonline, proton.me and leave your name and phone number so we can get back to you. The Watchdog Online team stands guard over your safety. Together we will make the internet better.